Hi everybody, Simon here, Projects in the Barn again, and welcome back to another episode. And today we're just carrying on doing the rest of the suspension components that I've stripped down from the rear subframe. So we've got cradles and mounts, anti-roll bars, all sorts of strengthening bars, whatever the technical term is for them all. And we're just going to go ahead now and just carry on cleaning like we did with the lower arms, which I think come out an absolute treat. They've all dried off. I'll show you, in fact, they're in the barn. Let me grab one and I'll show it to you. Bear with me. Yeah, they come out really nicely. The paint's dried really well. Yeah, they look really nice. Hopefully the camera will pick up on that. Got a lot of shadow and sunshine today. But you can still see all the definition of the part numbers. Yeah, it's turned out really well. So if I can get the same level of finish on this, on those, then I'll be super duper happy. So yeah, I'm just going to carry on. Put that back down. And you've lost me for a minute. Ta-da! Yeah, so my barn is still a tip, I know. None of you volunteered to come and help me clear it up. What's wrong with you all? So, yeah, we're just going to basically carry on, do the rest of the suspension parts. So we'll just get into it and see how it turns out. I have got here, so this part there, I do have a brand new one of them, which is here. Brand new, genuine Jaguar part. Still see the, you can see the, hopefully, Jaguar and the part numbers. So in theory, I don't have to clean that up. And as I need to replace the bushes, there's two bushes in there, left and right, which goes in these big holes. As they would need to be replaced anyway, I think I'll leave that till last and just get on with the rest of the parts. I am looking to replace all of the bushes. I think it makes sense while I'm here to do that. So yeah, I might as well clean it up as best I can, and then we can see about getting all the bushes pressed out and getting new bushes ordered. A lot of it depends on cost. By the time you add them all up, for example, I've got 4 bushes in this part here. There's 2 bushes in that part. There's new drop links to go on the anti-roll bar, and anti-roll bar bushes. Got 4 bushes to press into that one. There's 2 bushes which go into the top of this one. There's 2 bushes, by the looks of it, which go solid bushes, spacers that go in the bottom of that framework there. Rear suspension assembly. And so it goes on and on. I might have to make good friends with David Manners or another reputable supplier. It's probably going to add up to quite a few pounds. So anyway, let's just get into it. You don't need to see me sort of clean all this up. So I'll just start cleaning and we'll sort of interject as we go along with a few before and afters. So here we can have a bit of a side by side. So I've just given that one a clean up. They look just the same. So yeah, very pleased with that. All the corrosion has come off nicely. Again, I'll treat it with Bilt Hamber before I paint it all. Yeah, that's come up fine. So we'll keep going with the rest of these suspension parts. I'll check back with you again in a minute. Typically it's just started raining. We'll see how we go. I've got these two support bars all de-rusted. We'll just take the rear anti-roll bar. Still got the rear anti-roll bushes on, which are just split, so we'll just pop them off like that. And you've got the rear drop links. So we'll just see if we can get them off, because we'll be replacing them. So they don't need to be on here while I'm stripping it down. Just let that work on there for just a few seconds. This should be a lot easier to do on the car, obviously, than trying to do it on a bench. But it's not very stable. I'll say a lot simpler on the car. All right, that's totally rounded off. It's not a good start, is it? I'll have to cut these off. Yeah, they're just totally, I think even before I put my socket on there, there's just nothing to grip on there. So we will change this for a cutting pad, cutting disc I should say. Just grab one of them. Obviously I've taken the battery off. Never change that while it's still got a battery on or plugged into the mains. Get a new disc. Ta-da! This is just a 1mm cutting disc. Put that back on. You can use the proper tool, but I've always done it that way. So don't follow me for health and safety advice, gang. Need a new battery. This one I could do with a remote on my camera, couldn't I? So you don't have to just keep watching me walk away into an empty space. Let's put that battery on charge. I'll get another one. To be fair, the battery has been working hard cleaning up them. There we go. One drop link off. And we'll do the same on this side. There we have it. That's a quick way to remove them. Obviously I'll need new nuts and bolts when I put it back together again, but hey, they're already rounded off. So now we can get on to what we were supposed to be doing. That's cleaning back, remove my battery. Again, please don't follow my health and safety and how to change a disc on a grinder. So I've got all my fingers after 50 years, 52 years. Right, I'm going to carry on now, putting these, grinding all these away. So I shall pause again. You've seen enough grinding. I'll come back to when it's cleaned up. Right, I just thought I'd take these off a minute, pause it there for a second. So I know quite a few of you said about getting them powder coated instead of painting. And just to show, I'll show you on here, obviously this has been powder coated previously. And see how the powder coat just peels away. So eventually, when the rust starts to form, powder coat will let go and start to crack and peel and allow it all to rust underneath. So it's apples and oranges in terms of powder coating to paint. We're going to carry on painting it. Right, let's get back to it. So we have the anti-roll bar now de-rusted, cleaned up. It's come out well again, I hope you'll agree. That's those three parts there sorted, ready for some Bilt Hamber. That I'm just going to put down. I'm not doing that at the moment. And that's looking pretty crispy, isn't it? Yeah. Let's see what we can do. So yeah, I mean the bushes in these actually look, so they look really good. They're just starting to let go. It's just a shame. They look quite supple. They're just starting to go around the metal inserts. Look, you see that? Yes, they'll definitely need replacing. It's a lot of work, but let's get to it. Let's do some more grinding. So I just thought I'd show you my thin sander, needle sander, needle file, what do they call it? Nothing. This is a Black & Decker one I've had literally for years. And you can see on this casting here, where you got these indents all the way around. It'd be an absolute pain to try and get a grinder or anything in there. I thought I'd show you with this just how simple it is to get in. Here comes the rain again. I'll show you if you can see, but you can still see the casting numbers up here, the word Jaguar down there. It really does get in there compared to the ones I haven't done yet. So I hope you can see that. It's a great tool. The rest of it I can sort of go over with the sander, but because this is so thick, this is just sort of surface corrosion. Again, hopefully you can see we're not getting any real sparks coming up from this. So I'm not eating into the metal, it's just literally taking away the rust. Yeah, such a good tool. And there we have it. And the secret is, if I show you, it's got a rubber ball or rubber foot at the end on the bearing, which sort of takes the strain out of it, but gives a little bit of float in the end of the sandpaper. It's so versatile. And as you can see, it deals with it pretty quickly. So yeah, just thought I'd show you one of my tools. Right, I'm going to carry on scraping away. Right, so for those that didn't see my last video, we're going in now with the Bilt Hamber Hydrate 80 Rust Killer Barrier System. Same as I did on the lower arms, I've just decanted some of that into an old paint lid. I'm just going to paint everything that we've done. What I have decided to do is to leave the bushings, the old bushes, in all of this metalwork at the moment. My theory being, where I'm going to paint it, I don't want to paint the inside surfaces of where the bushes and or bearings go. Because it will reduce the size and just making that a little bit more difficult to do. So I thought if I paint it while the bushings are still in there, I mean, you can hang these up to do this. I can do any touch-ups I need to once it's done. Yeah, so if I paint it while they're still in, that's going to stop the paint from going inside the aperture where the bushings go. And then I can press the bushings out and push the new ones in and retouch up any areas that I need to with the paint after the new bushings are in place. That makes sense in my mind. So this stuff here is brilliant, and you're only supposed to paint it onto the rusted surfaces, but I'm going over the whole thing, so it gives me a fairly even coat, and it also acts as kind of a primer. I put the top coat on, I'm going to use the same paint as I did for the lower arms. So this thin stuff would be ideal if I had a thinner brush, like a 1/2 inch brush or whatever. But that's what I've got. So that's what I'm using. So I'm going to carry on painting the rest of these. I'm sure you don't need to see me do all of it. And then I'll come back to you once I've done so. Oh, I need a remote for the 100th time in this video. Alright, let's take you off from here a minute. I'll just show you, these are all now painted with the Bilt Hamber and drying nicely. So we'll just let that totally dry before we can paint them. I wanted to show you the A-frame here, I think is beyond repair, sadly. If I just pick it up, you can listen to the rust fall. And also, I'll try and rest it up. It's proper rusted, and the worst thing you can see, or not, hopefully, let me just put my light on. Hopefully you can see the edges are just delaminating. Also, there's a few layers there put together, and although I can make it look nice, it's going to look rubbish, or it's look nice, but it will just start giving. And after all this work, we don't want that to happen, do we? So if anybody out there in YouTube land has got a rear A-frame for a Jaguar XK8/XKR, and I think several other models all use the same A-frame, please get in contact and I'll come and get it off you. I'll buy it from you, do whatever, trade for favours. But it looks like I'm going to need one of them, sadly. So anyway, when these parts are all painted up, I'm going to have to get a new A-frame. The other A-frame that I showed you there, the support assembly where the handbrake cables go through, that'll be fine. I just need to clean that up and get that painted. That then just leaves the actual rear differential itself and the drive shafts. I'm going to leave that complete. I've had a look at it. I've got no free play in the drive shafts or anything like that, so it doesn't make any sense for me to remove them. So I'm hopefully going to get them on the bench, get them cleaned up. I'll re-grease them. I'll have a look into the old Jaguar manual for that to see how to do that bit properly as opposed to winging it. And then when I get myself a new A-frame, we should be in a position of putting all this back to, well, get some new bushes. So we'll get all new bushes pressed in, and then we should be able to get it all reassembled. So hopefully over these next days and weeks, that'll be the rear subframe all completely back together again, and we can then turn our attention to the actual underside of the Jag, which I think is actually pretty decent. There might be a few little bits where I need to tidy up, but I want to treat, rust proof, repaint. I'm not sure yet in my mind how I want to do that all on the underside, but we will do that. But I'm going to wait for this to dry, and once this is all dried, I'm going to put a coat of paint on it. To be fair, it's nearly dry now. It doesn't take very long, so I'll let that cure. We'll throw some paint on, and then I can come back and show it to you all painted. I can just see the sun's just starting to go down. It's moved all the way over there because it's dropping down. And yes, I know I should hang these up, but it is what it is. I'm going to paint them on the table, let them dry, flip them over. I've been giving this a shake for a good old couple of minutes. It's the same paint that I used on the lower arms, so it should be good. Get the nozzle to clear itself. That's where the cover on my Porsche comes in handy. There's a bit of a breeze. There we go. Start to float again. We're just taking it steady, and if it's not windy, I'd hold the can further away, but because we've got a bit of a breeze affecting what I'm doing, I'm going closer, but not putting on too much paint. You just see, well, hopefully you can see where the wind's taking it. And if I had, say if I was further away, the paint wouldn't even be touching what I was trying to paint. You don't just keep your finger on it. It's like finger on, finger off. It's just a light coat, trying to get everything done. And it's with spray cans, it's knowing it's knowing when to stop. Otherwise you'll get runs and stuff like that. Let's go a big lump. The beauty with spray cans is it's just instant satisfaction. You just see the change immediately. And stop there. Coat number 1. Again, we'll let that dry off. You could go over it with a heat gun if you wanted to, but we're going to let that go off now. And I'll probably just do the rest of the coats off camera, and then we can come back and have a look at it while it's all painted up. Right, so I'm just giving it its second coat. I'm just flashing it off with a heat gun. Again, keeping it moving. Just to speed up the drying time. It just gives a super good finish. Again, even though I'm using aerosols, the heat just allows the paint to flow nicely. Although it's not majorly critical, I don't get any runs in any of these parts. It'd be nice to keep a nice even surface. So yeah, helps with drying time, helps with the quality of the finish, keeps it smooth, warms up the panel for the object to be painted, for better adhesion. And I could be here doing this for a good sort of 20 minutes or so. So I think we'll show you there where we are with it all. And yeah, I think they've come out really rather nice. So hopefully, yeah, just take yourself back to the start of the video where you can see how corroded these were. Not rotten, but covered in surface corrosion and peeling, powder coating and everything else. But the bushes look brand new, don't they? Yeah, hopefully you'll agree. They've come out rather well. I'm super pleased. Again, I use the Nitromors Rust Control metal paint, hammered metal finish. Seems to have worked really well. It's cured really well. I mean, time will tell, obviously, in the years to come, how effective it is. But for now, for an instant bit of satisfaction, it's come out really well. Yeah, very, very pleased. Just trying to get my other glove off. There we go. My random filming as ever. There we go. So yeah, super chuffed with that, and with the lower arms we've done already. So there we have it. Yeah, really, really pleased. So it's come out really well. A lot of work. It's taken quite a few hours to get to that stage, but I'm really enjoying it. It's been nice to do. It's nice to see the before and afters. So I've just seen how rusty they were, to seeing them now nice and black and clean. And as I said, time will tell how effective it's going to be. I'm not going to stand here and say it's going to be the best finish and last forever, because I really don't know. And hopefully swapping out the bushes will be pretty straightforward. I'm going to have to price all those up, save me pennies and get some new bushes to go in there. Yeah, I think it's all coming together nicely. And once I get myself a new A-frame sorted, as I said, clean up the rear differential, I can then start putting everything back together again. And finally, we'll start making progress on the car. My goal is still to get it on the road for this spring, summer. We're coming towards the end of February now. So maybe another 3 or 4 months. But what I'd like to do in that time frame is to get all the underside done, get it running, get it MOT'd, and I can worry about the inside of the car, the outside of the car later on. I'm not overly worried about that because it's pretty tidy as it is. But what I'd like to do is to get it MOT'd, get it on the road, find any niggles. We still don't know if the engine's any good yet, do we? The gearbox. So the brakes will all be new, the exhaust will be new, suspension will be refreshed. So in terms of MOT, we should be good. Tackle the bit of corrosion in the bodywork. But that's all to come. So we're just going to concentrate at the moment getting the suspension finished. So there we have it. It's just about to start raining again. I'm working tonight, so I've got to call it a day here. So I'll just thank you here for staying with me, for following me. Those that have been here from the start, thank you so much for your support, your encouragement, your comments. It really does keep me going. I know it's been a long time, a couple of years now we've had this car, but life gets in the way sometimes. But we are getting on with it. So thank you very, very much for sticking with me, and for all the new subscribers I've had. Thank you so much for coming along and joining in. And yeah, welcome, and I hope you're enjoying what we're doing. If you haven't yet subscribed, as many of you don't, just hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. It sort of get my subscribership up and gets my videos more accessible to other people on YouTube that are searching for similar items to watch. So thank you so much. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do so down below. I do reply to every person that messages me. I promise I will get back to you, and we'll see you next time for more fun down here at the barn for me and the XKR or whatever else I'm working on. So we'll see you very soon. Take care, everybody. Bye for now. Bye, bye, bye. Look, it's shiny, shiny, shiny.